start the start?
Sure.
Good afternoon everyone, thank you for coming along to the One Call Stadium. Before we take questions from the floor, I'll introduce the panel, if you'd like to sit down.
Yes, that's it.
To the far left is the club's Chief Executive, Caroline Radford. To her left, the new manager of Mansfield Town Football Club, Steve Evans, his assistant, Paul Rayner, and the club's chairman and owner, John Radford. After the news conference begins, we'll be going pitchside for those pre-booked one-on-ones. Jason, would you like to start?
Steve Evans, first of all, massive welcome to Mansfield Town Football Club. Since Leeds United, you've turned down a number of offers. Why is Mansfield Town the right one for you now, do you think?
John Radford. You know, when I first got the call on Monday evening from the chairman, I think you should always speak to people, so I was given the opportunity to go and meet him in Cowlin, and it reminded me so much of my first meeting with Tony Stewart at Rotherham. It was a very ambitious chairman, someone who described it as time doesn't go quick enough for the success that he wants, and I went away with the same feeling. That was the main reason.
And it's what, is it 7 months you've been out of the game, sort of half a year? Do you feel it was time for you to come back into the game again?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was great to have a break. I didn't have a break in something like 17, 18 years, and the last 6 and 7 years have been incredibly successful. We had opportunities to come in, as people know here, from within days and weeks of leaving Ellen Road, but we never felt right by it, and we've used the time to go and study clubs in the Premier League in Germany and France and Italy, so you know, as well as cutting the grass and playing golf and all the nonsense stuff that you do, but it's been good to have a break, but it's time to go back to work.
And Paul Rayner coming in as your number 2, I mean, you're a partnership that's worked well over the years.
Well, he's a major part of why we've been successful over the years. You know, Paul describes his role as filling in the gaps, but you know, that undermines what he really does.
Mm. And what do you want to do at Mansfield Town? You've had promotions almost everywhere where you've been. Is that what you wanted for Mansfield Town?
Well, I've not joined Mansfield Town to be in League Two very long. That's the first thing we'll say. But we realise that every point of the 3 point between now and not just the end of this season, but the following season is going to be crucial for us. But you know, I went into Rotherham United with a remit in League Two. We delivered that remit 2 years ahead of schedule. The chairman has been more realistic with his timescales, but you know, he's brought us here to deliver some results.
Have you managed to meet the current squad at the moment?
Well, we met one or two of the players who were in for treatment, various things, as we arrived at the ground today, but we'll meet the squad tomorrow. There's no time for big speeches. You know, the one thing that's happened here is that the young man that everyone regarded highly, Adam, has lost his job. You know, he's a young man that phoned me when I was both at Rotherham and at Leeds to take advice on certain things, players, situations. And I had someone I had a lot of respect for, so someone has lost their job, so there's no reason for big speeches. They've lost a coach that they thought highly of, and you don't get respect in football, you earn it. So we'll go there and work with the players tomorrow, and we'll try and get ready for Saturday.
And as it always happens in football, you face one of your former sides on Saturday here at home to Crawley Town. That'll be interesting.
Well, we had massive success there. You know, we took Crawley from joint bottom of the conference to almost on the verge of League One, not bar a penalty kick with no goalkeeper to face, and we left there to go to Rotherham because Tony Stewart sold me a vision, and he told us what we could achieve and how he was going to back us, and that's why it reminded me so much when I met the chairman, and you know, he's a good lady. So from that point of view, they're very ambitious people, but I think in our brief time together on Monday evening, they realised they've got a very ambitious manager in front of them.
And what about the youth setup? It's something that's been built up over the last couple of years at Mansfield Town. Is that something that you will keep a close eye on and work closely with?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're going to come in. The first thing we're going to do is give everyone an opportunity to perform, whether that be staff or players, and they realise that, you know, we're in a hurry to be promoted. It doesn't need to be now, but we're in a hurry to win some matches, and we'll do what it takes. You know, the chairman has given me every assurance, as is the CEO, to say they're going to be there for me and when the window opens, but a lot of that work is up to the players that we've got. You know, we don't come in here saying we've got to sign a full-back or a striker or anyone. We're going to give people an opportunity, and because of the the change of system now, and we can only go and bring new recruits in January, then everyone's going to get an opportunity to deliver or make way for someone else.
Thanks, Steve. I'll come back to you again in a moment. But John Radford, first of all, what a 48 hours this has been, isn't it, for the club?
Yeah, we knew we had to act quickly when Adam decided to leave, so we're an ambitious club, and looking round for a manager, who better than Steve Adams? 9 promotions. If we want promotion, I think we've got the right guy in Steve Adams. And myself and Karen went and charmed him, and he's come on board. It was hard getting over the line, but I'm glad we've got him there.
It's different from other managerial appointments that you've had, because you appointed Paul Cox, an up-and-rising manager, Adam Murray from within as well. This is the first time you've gone for a big name. Is that a change in idea and strategy from you as a club as a whole then?
Yeah, I think Karen had the phrase on that. A stag instead of a spricket, so to speak. But we wanted someone with experience, and someone with a proven record, and someone with ambition. As much ambition as myself, and we've got that in Steve Evans. And there's still going to be a lot of battles out there, and he's got a lot of work to do between now and the transfer season, the transfer window. But we'll see what we can do. You've brought your team with you, and hopefully, we can deliver on what we're looking to deliver.
Is there any announcement on length of contract? Has that been announced?
It's 2.5 years.
2.5 years, okay. Caroline, just a word from you as well about what this means for Mansfield Town as a whole.
Oh, it's massive. I mean, we're so privileged to have you joining us, we really are. And it's just a statement of our intent that we definitely want to deliver on our promises to the fans, which was promotion. And there's nobody else better to do that for us. So we're going to carry on battling this league, and hopefully we achieve huge success at the end.
Paul Rayner, Nottingham lad, so you're close to home, aren't you?
Yeah, it's returning home for me. I've been away since I was 19 and I left Forest for the first time, and it's nice to come back to the county, so very excited. A great project, a big project, and one we're really looking forward to.
Why do you keep working with Steve Evans? What is it about him?
Well, we keep winning. We keep winning lots of football matches. There's never a dull moment. We have our battles, but we seem to bounce off each other and work well together. He lets me have a pretty much free rein on the training field. I'm able to get hands-on with the coaching, and as I say, it's a good partnership. It's not always sweetness and light. We do have our battles, but for the main aim of being successful, and it seems to work.
Finally, from me, Steve, to you, what's your message to the Stags fans who are listening live on the radio now to Mansfield 103.2? What would you say to them?
Well, just give us an opportunity. I've said it at Ellen Road to the Leeds United supporters, and I think at the end, they were appreciative of what we did. And I took over a club that Rotherham United do. It's very similar to Mansfield Town in every shape. Great chairman, someone who's going to back the success, a passionate support. So come and get behind the team. There'll be good days, there'll be down days, there always is. But we're going to live and breathe this project. It would have been easier to take a club at a higher level and go into a battle and perhaps get into a situation that's not quite level. And I wanted to go back almost to the situation at Rotherham where I worked with a very calming influence, and allowed almost to dictate what we did on a daily basis.
Just finally, Charlton was mentioned yesterday. Did that ever come into the reckoning, or was that just media talk?
Well, listen, I think the guy that looks after me, represented us, we're talking to 2 or 3 clubs. I've been talking to a number of clubs since the summer, but it's not about any other club today, it's about Mansfield Town.
Thanks, Steve. Welcome to
Thank you.
Stadium.
Thank you.
Or from the floor. Joe.
Steve, individually, what do you know of the players down here? Have you worked with any of them before?
Yeah, I've worked with a few of them. Young Kevin Hurst, we gave him his league debut. Scott Shearer's got a couple of promotions, part of our squad. So there's a few. Young Mitch Rose, who I gave him his debut up at a game at Night at Bradford in front of 15,000. Won a massive win for Rotherham in League Two when we had to win to keep in the promotion hunt. So there's 3 or 4 in the squad that we know, but we know a lot of them from playing against them. So we're certainly knowledgeable about them.
Coming in so late, what's your plans for Saturday? Are you thinking of sitting in the stand and getting a bigger picture, or will you be down the touchline as you use yourself?
I'll be my usual self. I can't be what I'm not going to be. The supporters will quickly realise it at the One Call Stadium that I'm very passionate and care and driven, and it'll be no difference whether it's Leeds, Rotherham, Crawley. The supporters here will realise that instead of having, well, I've still got blue blood now in it because of Mansfield Town, but it's very passionate management team that the fans have got, and we asked them to show our passion, get right behind the players, and let's see if we can get 3 points. Let's start with a win and not get carried away about where we are, but let's get 3 points in the bag, and then look forward to the Tuesday here as well.
It's an odd situation to come into, isn't it? When you're the new manager, one manager just gone, and you're 18th, yeah, you're still only 3 points off the playoffs as well as 3 points off the drop zone.
Well, I think if it had been 18th and 12, 15 points off the playoffs, the chairman might have a harder job to say to me we still have a chance. But we, as you would expect, when the chairman makes the call to me, and I met up with him and Carl, and it was very evidential how the league table is. It was very evidential what the opportunity is, and they wanted me to take the approach to give people a chance and give everyone a chance, and the transfer windows dictate that now. So we can come in and really assess it, and you always prejudge players because you play for them or with you and against you, but you really get the opportunity in the next 6 weeks to assess them fully.
Great start for you with 2 home games in 4 days.
Hey, listen, you've got the same amount of away games as you have home games, and it's about an amalgamation of points. You know, we got promoted with Rotherham United. We're not a great home record, but we're an absolute fantastic away record. But at the end of the season, they were celebrating promotions year upon year. So it's it takes just a point accumulation, and that's tough to get in a league where there's some wonderful clubs. But this is a wonderful club, and you know, if you were starting out at the start of the season and picking the top 5 or 6 clubs and who you would join if you were a player, Mansfield Town would be one of them.
Any more from the floor? Larry?
Steve, hi. Your spell at Leeds United, how do you feel that you can use that experience to benefit Mansfield Town? Such a huge club in Leeds, your last job bringing it to Field Mill, how do you feel you can bring that experience?
Well, I don't think it's just experience at Ellen Road. You know, Leeds United, you're right, it's an iconic worldwide brand. It's a fantastic football club. But you know, we started off at non-league football, and we've been up through the levels. So our experience is across a mix of levels. It's not about the Leeds United anymore for me or for this football club. It's about what we're going to do here, and what we're going to try and do initially is make individuals better, make the team better, give them a little bit more of identity, just try and score a few more goals, so it gives you more of a chance of winning. And so we'll just put our own stamp on the team and as best we can, and have a good assessment programme between now and the January window, and let's hope I don't have to sit with the chairman and the chief executive on a Monday or a Tuesday night asking for transfer funds. I don't want to be in that position. I want to be in the position saying we're good to go.
You've worked in the Championship. How far away from the Championship do you think a club like Mansfield are? What do you kind of see behind the scenes that you think needs to improve before Mansfield could make a step up? Obviously first to League One, but to the Championship eventually.
Well, it's very early doors. I've only been in a couple of hours and met the staff behind the scenes, but you know, from known people in the Championship, certainly we have a chairman who could substantiate being in the Championship without a doubt, and so could the chief executive. So that's not the question. The question will be we need to get the playing staff, because they're the players that have to go and deliver the results. Managers guide it and play a part, but it's the players that win games. So we can achieve Championship status. I said it when I went into Rotherham. People thought I needed a straight jacket. They were probably right, but we got a couple of promotions, and we can deliver that here. We're going to need the support of every local businesses, the supporters, the players, the staff, old and new, and none more support than the two people that sit to the right of me and the far left of me.
The league is very concertina, as they very often are at this stage of the season. 3 points from the playoffs, 3 points from the bottom three of the league. Kind of, what's your immediate target here?
Join on Saturday. You know, it is. I described it. If it's 46 matches, it really is 46 battles over the course of a war. That's what a season is, because every club starts off at the start of the season with an objective. And Mansfield Town was no different. The chairman and the chief executive spoke about delivering the playoffs, and as they sit this far into the season, 3 points off the playoffs, if they bet a goal difference and they were sitting in 8th or 9th, people would be saying they're doing okay. So from that point of view, it's just winning Saturday, taking a game at a time, then concentrate on Blackpool. And meanwhile, we'll be assessing and trying to win games. It's massively important that we keep this football club in contention until we get into the January window. Now, nothing gives me greater pleasure than being right in contention, and we go forward with what we've got.
Brilliant, thank you.
Charlie?
Steve, congratulations. I know before you mentioned that the chairman is somewhat patient about the timescale of success and things like that, but do you think you can get promoted this year?
Yes.
As simple as that.
Well, it's going to be tough. you know, we're going to have the odd refereeing decision go in our favour, which will be the first in 6 years. You know, but we're going to have to, you know, we're going to have to deliver some big results. We know that. We look at the size and the tradition and the mantle of some of the clubs in the league. But you know, we wouldn't have come here if we didn't believe we could have a successful season. But we come also with a bit of realism to know it's going to be tough.
What do you make of League Two this season? Is it a very different division to the one when you were last in?
Well, I think all divisions are different year upon year, aren't they? I think football's got stronger because the strength of the Premier League pushes players down all the way down the pyramid. I think there's players playing in League Two that perhaps 2.5, 3 years ago would have been Championship players. It's just the strength of the Premier League.
That's good. Thank you for the time being, John. If I can, just a quick one. How difficult was it to see Adam Murray go?
Well, it was painful when he decided to leave on Monday. You know, Adam, you know, in his head, he did what's best for the club. He left, and then we were in a mad rush. Then we knew Steve Evans was out there. And we contacted him and managed to sort the position out, which I'm grateful he's come to the club. So, you know, it's you know, Adam's taken his direction, and he's gone now, and looking forward for the club now, and looking for success for the club.
There has been a little bit of speculation around how quick of a turnaround that it's been, that perhaps this was something that might well have been actually in the pipeline, that you were making provisions just in case.
No, not at all. No, it's I'm decided to leave, and it's a case we didn't want. We knew that Steve Evans was out there. Okay, it's a case of acting quickly. You know, as Steve said, there's always been a few clubs chasing him. We knew from a while ago that Steve did have an interest and a bit of a passion for Mansfield Town. So it was nice to make contact with him. Myself and Carolyn managed to convince him to come on board, and we're pleased to have him here.
Carolyn, what a coup. It seems like just what a signing, if you will.
No, absolutely, yeah. I actually took him to the hotel where he proposed to his wife, so I don't know whether that had something to do with his decision to come
My wife
on
was
board.
so jealous.
It was a very random...
How did you find that out? How did you know that
No,
was
it was
hotel?
complete fluke. So yeah, so we were just obviously we went to see the boys at the training ground at St George's Park on Monday, and then we just flew over there, made the decision, and hopefully it's a great one.
And they literally did fly over there, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys, congratulations again.
Any more, guys?
Steve, welcome. Firstly for me, it's a club with huge potential, very well run. How excited are you about the Mansfield Town project?
Well, that's what it is, isn't it? You know, we've not come as a management team to Mansfield Town to do something in 6 weeks. That's not what it's about. And we didn't leave Crawley Town to go to Rotherham United on the basis of 6 weeks, you know. We wanted to join something where it wasn't about whether your success in that 6 weeks determined whether you were going to be the manager or not. And we've all seen clubs that's employed head coaches or managers in the summer and moved them on in September and October. It's nonsense. So when I met the chairman and Callan, it was very much of what do they want to achieve and how long is it going to take and what resources are going to be, and all the conversation about how we could be successful together. And at the end of it, I think we just all knew it was right. And I think the chairman backed me up on this. There was never a conversation about terms until the very last seconds of our conversation.
And you're a vastly experienced Football League manager. Is it something that you look for in a job, that future potential, that project status?
Well, every job I've taken, I thought that. You know, I was sold a dream or a vision at Rotherham that was delivered. I was sold something at Leeds that wasn't delivered. And I come in and I've met the chairman and Callan, and I do believe with the Radford family that time will be given to build something that's right here. You know, and as a football club, it's overripe for success, isn't it? If you look around this part of the world and you look at the clubs that's had success, then you know the Stags fans have had to sit and suffer for too long, in my opinion. So the chairman has come in, he's stabilised the club, he's probably spent a fortune in doing so. And he's ready to take it to the next level, and that's what excites us.
I was going to say, actually, it sounds like you're very excited by this job.
Yeah, very much so. You know, I knew from driving away from when I met the chairman and Carl and all bar speaking to Paul and to my wife, it just felt ever so much right, and that's been the constant thing in the home, you know, with the family. If it feels right, Dad, then do it. And yes, there's been opportunities to open my mind up to other things, but I genuinely never did because it felt right.
Did it come as a surprise, particularly with the speed it all happened?
Well, I don't normally answer mobile telephone when a number comes up that I don't recognise. I'll remember it straight as it is. I was on my way to Waitrose to do some shopping, and with Paul in the car, and it was the chairman on the other end of the phone asking on Monday afternoon, asking if we could get together that evening. And I've always believed in having a chat. It's always been a ground, the One Call Stadium, that I brought teams to, and took plenty of stick as I took place across the pitch, and I took less stick on the way in because they were all away. So from that point of view, it's a difficult place to come, and we need to get that back where teams look at coming to Mansfield Town as a real tough afternoon.
Well, it's an old footballing cliche, but these fans are so passionate. It's a passionate part of the world. How important can they be for you?
Massive. I said it when I went into Rotherham, and we needed the supporters to get behind it and to believe in it and to want it as bad as we did. I know I keep talking about Rotherham, but we had some special times there. But I can remember the chairman once telling his son at Rotherham that eventually he's found a manager who wants to win more than he did. And I reminded John Radford of that conversation on Monday when we met, and he said he would find it difficult to find someone who wants to win as much as he does. So I think between the four of us here, we've got real passion to win football matches, but ultimately there'll be no more passion than what sits in the seats and watches the team, so we need everyone to buy into that passion.
And have you had time to say anything to the playing staff yet?
No, I've only met one or two of the players who were in for treatment and various things downstairs, and they were half embarrassed at the meeting the manager, who they don't know is the manager yet. But we'll address that tomorrow. No big chats, let's get on with our business, let's get on the training ground, work hard, and get ready for Saturday.
And I know you've said it, but for the purposes of our camera, the aim ultimately this season?
Well, the aim for me and for the chairman and Chief Executive Paul Green is to be promoted, but we need a lot of things to fall in our favour for that, and we have total respect for the clubs at the top end of this division who are absolutely flying. You know, the Plymouth, the Portsmouth, the Lutons, we can name them. They're real good football clubs, but we want to be in them, up and in amongst that, and then let's see where it's if it was a marathon, let's see where we can be in January, keep it in distance in January, very tight twos, and then we can see what we can do in the second part of the season. We'll be good in January.
Wish you the very best of luck. And just finally, John, is this a real indictment of how far the football club has come in the last couple of seasons?
Yeah, the football club's come a long way in the last few seasons, and getting out of the conference and getting the situation with the ground and everything sorted out, it was hard to do. We've always wanted success. I think Stags fans, the football club, deserve success, and we've had to look round, and we've a lot of luck involved really to manage to get Steve Evans when we did. You know, if Adam hadn't left when he did, I'm sure we wouldn't have got Steve Evans if we'd have waited any longer. If Adam would have waited a little longer before he left. So going forward, it's a case of now let's get our fans behind us, get everyone behind our new manager, and let's see if we can achieve what we think we can achieve.
Absolutely.
And just finally, looking forward, I suppose, you must look back on Adam Murray's time here with enormous fondness.
Yeah, of course. Adam's been a stalwart for this club, and will always be a legend here. And I worked with him very closely, and it's he was given the job as manager here, and was a young manager, and I'm sure he'll get back into management. Or go back into management if that's what he wants to do. So I think the club will always look on Adam Murray with fond memories.
Good luck to you all. Thank you.
Any more, guys? Okay, we'll head pit side now for some visuals, and then we'll have those pre-booked one-on-ones. Okay, if you'd like to follow me, we'll head out pit side.
Yes.